Full carbon fiber experiment today. Hi everybody, and a warm welcome back to MapleLeaf Customs in Switzerland. I'm Andrew, and on the bench today is a 1:64 scale Hot Wheels Renault Sport R.S. 01. I received this in a mail call from friend of the channel, Formula 164. It's a beautiful little French-made racer, and I'm going to maintain that theme, but give it a cosmetic makeover. I most often try to replicate a real car, but in today's case it's just going to get a fantasy livery because there's a few things I want to experiment with. This one gets the standard breakdown by drilling out 2 plastic rivets with a 3mm drill bit. Now I can lift the body right off the chassis and examine the parts. Clear glass with this one, so that's good. Sport racing interior with 1 bucket seat. Plastic chassis. And plastic wheels that I'll do an upgrade on. I use a very potent paint stripper, so I carefully brush it on, making sure I'm well masked up and the ventilator fan is on while this bubbles up in my spray booth. Only takes about 10 minutes or so. After a quick session of bare metal detail, the RS01 looks like this. A little bit of residual paint in those crevices that I need to pick out with a dental tool. It's good that you have a set of these on your hobby bench. A little shot of degreaser takes away any of the fingerprints and oils and debris. It's a pre-primer wash. Today I'm using a spray can from the hardware store. Following primer is a good chance to check it all over for any defects that need to be taken care of. But this one checks out. Here's what's coming soon on MapleLeaf Customs. If you're watching, I thank you for your patronage and your interest in my hobby work. YouTube analytics tell me that a vast majority of my viewers are not subscribed. So why don't you fix that up right now? It's all free for you, and a really big boost for me. Thanks. As I said earlier, I don't have a real race car in mind, although I found several pics on Google Images of the RS01, but I thought I'd lay down a base coat of Modena yellow. This is a Kaleido water-based paint, and I'm using an Aventus Black Aurora airbrush with a 0.4mm needle. This paint goes straight into my airbrush with no thinners. I've got the PSI set to just over 20. "20 minutes later, and you can see a beautiful shine on there with no clear coat added yet. But I do spot the Renault name embossed on the spoiler in raised letters. Should have caught that earlier. But it's a quick fix with a pass over from a grinding attachment to smooth it out. I'll hand brush on a little bit of Kaleido Cosmic Black now, just on the spoiler. I got this carbon fiber water slide decal paper online from Temu or AliExpress or one of those places, and it's my first crack at it. The way I'm going to do this is make a template of the hood and the roof out of pieces of masking tape, as you see me doing here. I'll trim that along the shot lines and carefully lift it off. Once I've done that, I'll simply place it on top of the decal paper and then carefully cut around that, which should give me the perfect fit. According to my wiki research, the RS01 is a sports racing car manufactured by Renault Sport, the performance division of French automaker Renault. It was originally built to compete in the Renault Sport Trophy, the company's one-make racing series. The car was later homologated for Group GT3 by the SRO Motorsports Group, for the car to be able to compete in GT3 class racing series. The trophy spec RS01 is the most powerful one-make racer built by Renault, and also their only race car not based on a production car. The vehicle was unveiled at the 2014 Moscow International Automobile Salon. It's got a carbon fiber monocoque chassis with a steel roll cage and crash boxes, and 15-inch carbon brake discs paired with 6-piston calipers. The RS01 is powered by a 3.8-liter twin-turbocharged 24-valve V6 engine sourced from the Nissan GT-R and tuned by Nismo and Gibson technology. The engine has a redline of 6,800 RPM and has been tuned to 550 horsepower. The vehicle's top speed is over 186 miles per hour and produces 2,646 pounds of downforce at its top speed. It was the host car of the Renault Sport Trophy, the company's one-make series, up until the series was discontinued in 2016 after only 2 seasons due to low interest from teams and viewers alike, as well as the high costs of keeping the trophy series running. With my carbon fiber decals now applied and looking good, though still slightly bigger than scale, I can go around the car and slap on whatever other decals I like. Alf Oil is a regular sponsor of the Renault racing team. I'll do most of these in black, but I need to work with ghost white decals on top of the carbon fiber prints. I like the effect here of just the outline of the words and the numbers. That's a little bit different. These black panels are actually part of the plastic interior that I had to temporarily insert so that I could apply some side numbers and that's the Renault Racing logo. Lots of room on the undercarriage for this one. For the interior, I'm going to keep the black and yellow color scheme going. So that means just the single racing seat gets painted, as well as the steering wheel. And some bright red racing harnesses, which are printed on regular copy paper and secured with a little bit of Mod Podge. It'll be hard to see in the end, but you and I know what's in there. The original Hot Wheels get swapped out now for a real rubber Samed wheels upgrade with blacked out spokes to fit the color scheme. Visit www.samedwheels.com online or on their Facebook or Instagram pages to see their vast inventory of wheels that'll make a huge difference on your next custom. Use that promo code for a bonus gift. Small and fast is the theme today, and those are two verbs that suit Barry Sanders, Hall of Famer from the Detroit Lions, who's keeping an eye on today's reassembly. The carbon fiber prints are glistening under the clear coat, which also locks down the decals. That really came out nicely. The original glass is untouched because it was so clean. Just a little attention to the sport racing seat and steering wheel, and new rubber on all four corners, thanks to Samed Wheels. The glass is pressure mounted, secured in place by the plastic interior, which in turn is held by the plastic chassis and two brand new replacement screws. Even faster than Barry. Let's have a closer look. As I said, this is not a real race car livery. It's my own fantasy creation, because I wanted to play with the carbon fiber prints, which I think was a successful experiment, looking especially good against a yellow body with extra black decals. It was a short-lived racer, but now it'll live on, gathering dust on somebody's shelf. I don't think Hot Wheels invested too much creativity in their original casting, so I hope you'll agree that my effort is at least a little more attractive. I think it is, as I put this, my latest one-week project to bed. Let me know with a respectful comment your thoughts on this reimagining of the Renault RS01, and thanks for helping me keep this channel family friendly. I sure do appreciate your visits every week, and I wish you a good one ahead. Come on back soon, and often. It's coffee time.